Hi folks, I'm the Dude.
Hello.
Got Wolfie here with me today. It's a nice day. We've gotten out of the rock dungeon. We're going to come outside for some cracking and some cutting. I'm going to work on a few projects. I've got a piece here that has a nice polished face. I've covered up the polished face. It's got a chunk out of it here. I got this at a silent auction. I think because it was broken. I'm going to try and cut it with the angle of that break, and hopefully it'll set at a nice angle for display.
And it looks like we have Thundereggs here. These Thundereggs.
I think so. These are what we got with the online auction, and I believe they are Thundereggs. We're going to cut those open. I've got a bag full of what say are Thundereggs. Bought these at a rock show. Let's see, I've got a piece of amethyst on the matrix, but there's nothing really on this bottom half. I think I'm going to try and cut off this bottom half so it'll set up like a shark fin for display.
That'd be fun. And then we have some geodes, it looks like.
Yeah, these are self-collected. I think I gave away most of the hollow ones. These are probably solids. We might break some of them. We might cut some of them, see what's inside, just for the heck of it.
Yeah, some of them seem light and some of them don't.
So we're going to set one of us up on the saw, and the other one's going to use the hammer and chisel to try to break some of these. My breaking board, you put it in the corner, put a chisel on it, give it a smack, but I'm going to do this on the ground. Right now it's up on the table. So we'll set the camera up on the saw and we'll get started.
Cool.
So this was a little too big for our saw, and it broke in half. It has a nice polished side, but I considered this was a possibility. I got it at a silent auction, and I think because the piece had cracked during transport or something, so I always considered this was a possibility. I paid about $1.50 for it. What I'll end up doing now is cutting it into little pieces or breaking it into little pieces and tumbling it. So this is the results of our destructive endeavors. This hollow one was supposed to be a thunder egg. Ended up just being basically a geode.
That was about the second one I did, and it was very easy to cut through. I'm like, why is this so easy? Oh, it's hollow.
Some of these we probably shouldn't have cut on a tile saw. I'll take them to the Lapidary Society, put them on a flat lap.
The dude tried to tell me that after I was halfway cutting through that double one down there. And I'm like, well, I already got the biggest one.
Yeah, the double one kind of got split. It had some common opal on the inside. It's very rough. I'm going to take this down to the Lapidary Society and try and clean it up a little bit. And while Wolfie was cutting a lot of these, I smacked open what I thought were probably solid geodes, and most of them were, just with a hammer and a chisel. Some of them had a little bit of void. This one's got a little bit of botryoidal in the inside. This one did too, it kind of split. I got one really decent one, which I wasn't expecting.
That one's nice. There is another double one right here. It's a little one.
Little double?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's his other half, which is kind of dried, so you can't see it very well.
So I'll probably flat lap a lot of these, try to clean them up a little better. We might end up throwing them in the tumbler, maybe the vibratory, and polishing them that way. We'll see.
Oh, I like this one. That double.
I think that one was already cut when we got them. There was one or two that were already cut. I think that one somebody else had already done.
Well, in the future you should see a video of them being polished.
Probably.
Finished.
Probably. So we're going to go back into the rock dungeon, do some barrel changes, and we'll see you in a little bit. We're back in the rock dungeon. Wolfie's gone home for the day. I'm going to do 3 barrel changes. I've shut down all the tumblers because I'm going to do maintenance on all 4 of them, which we generally do at the beginning of the month. You see the hound there checking it out, and now he's bored, wondering if he can get some food. You hear one thing still running. What I do here, I've got a 4x4 card table with 2 large comforters over the top of it, and that's covering up my vibratory tumbler because it deadens the sound. Here, I'll take these off here, pull it back. You can see how it gets a lot louder. We're in polish here right now, and we're just about done. We'll take a little peek at it before I get the other things going. Not going real fast. Sometimes it slows down toward the end of polish, and that's fine. They were still moving. I'll check them out again when I start it back up. First order of business is to maintenance the tumblers. They get kind of grimy during use. So I'll pull out the spindles, wipe down the frame, wipe down this pulley, wipe down the belt. I'll oil them, of course, on the ends of both the spindles. And these, the motors don't need oiled, but on this one they do. If they have the 2 oil ports up here, you have to put oil in them. So I'll maintenance all these off camera and be back for the barrel changes. I've gone through all the barrels and sorted everything. This is Washington State rock from Michael W. I'm just going to move one piece on. It's got a little bit of a flaw on that bottom side. But I really like that banding there. I don't want to get rid of that. The other side's nice. I'm going to move that on. I have these rocks that I've already moved on from that batch. I have about this much left to recycle. So that'll be a little bit yet. From the medium barrel, I'm going to move all this stuff on. A lot of this Botswana agates. That one's looking pretty good. A lot of them are crazy lace agates, and the crazy lace is going to have some flaws in it. You might see the pits there between the different colors. A major crack right there. But you're not going to get rid of that. I mean, either that light piece falls off or you send it on with the flaws. So I'm going to send it on and see how it polishes. Some of this just has crystal pockets all the way through. Maybe you can see the crystals right there in that one. There's some more crystal on the end there. So what are you going to do? That's just the way lace agate is. We're going to send a bunch of it on. That one has some deep pits. It might actually be Haunted Ridge. But let's send it on and polish it. It's got a crystal pocket right there. You're just not going to get rid of that crystal pocket. My third barrel had locally collected material and Haunted Ridge material. I'm going to send a few pieces of quartz on locally collected. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it looks like it's going to take a polish. So we're going to send it along. This rock I bought at a silent auction. It actually had a polish on it, but it still had a lot of pits and stuff in it. So I threw it back into stage one. Like I say, I bought it at a silent auction, I think for $1. I thought I'd see if I could improve it at all. These are pieces of that Haunted Ridge agate. This is the donut one. It has crystal pocket in the center. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of all those voids on the outside. Maybe I'm crazy for tumbling this stuff or attempting to tumble it. But I think we have a chance to improve some of it. You know, this piece might come out okay. This one here, we're probably going to have to live with some of those little pits and pockets there. The quartz right there is breaking off a little bit. We'll tumble a little further, see if we can get down to a more solid part of that. This one, the edges are looking pretty good. It's got a really nice pattern on it. May or may not get rid of that. But we'll run it a little longer. This one's looking really good from the edges. Just see if we can get the top and the bottom a little smoother before we send it on. It's kind of an experiment. If you look at my comments from my last video last week, Jim commented that he had tried tumbling some of this and was having issues with it, so he wanted to see how I did with it. Well, we'll see. So I guess that's all I have for you today. So as always, until next time, be happy, be kind, and make your home a safe place. Bye, everyone.